Hey, it's Leifer on Your Marks Wrestling, and I'm here with a 205 Live review. 205 Live has been a bit of a revelation to me. I had stopped watching it for a while, and then when we decided to start this channel, I said, I'm going to review as much stuff as I can. And I really enjoyed 205 Live. Every episode so far has been like spot on, really good wrestling. And today wasn't that much different, to be honest with you. Excuse me. I had a bit of ice cream earlier, and it's destroying my throat. So I might have a few sips of water while I do this. Maybe I'll hold on to my water. All right. So my notes. A really good video package to start the show. I just noticed that my camera did this angle thing again where it makes me look super short. All right. Yeah, the good video package to recap the Cruiserweight Championship tournament that's been going on so far. Right now we're down to the semifinals/finals. So we know that Cedric Alexander's in the final. And tonight there's a semifinal match between Drew Gulak and Mustafa Ali. Then we get a match between Lince Dorado, who's with Grand Metalik. I always struggle with that name. And Kalisto. And he's against, excuse me, Hideo Itami with Akira Tozawa. Throughout the match, Itami's clearly the heel. Nothing really stands out about this match. Tommy's eventually thrown out kind of between the Lucha guys. He ends up shoving Grand Metalik, who responds in kind and kind of shoves him into the ring, resulting in a disqualification. There's going to be a little bit of a dust-up, but Akira Tozawa and Kalisto kind of calm them down. And basically that's kind of the end of the segment. It's a very disappointing segment in my opinion, but it comes into play a little later on. Jeez, this is going to kill me. I apologize, guys. I don't want to do this, but I don't think I'll be able to recover in time before I go to bed. There's a Drew Gulak video package kind of showing Drake Maverick calling him a bit of a goof and him getting serious about being a dangerous guy. I actually really liked it. Then there's a really, really, really short Cedric Alexander thing where he just says, yeah, I'm going to win at WrestleMania. Then we get a match between TJP and Kenneth Johnson, who, excuse me, was last seen during the Cruiserweight tournament, the first one, the Cruiserweight Classic. And I wrote that Johnson's tights may be the stars of the show. So he's wearing kind of like, they look like overalls, but made of tights, and they're bright yellow. Not the best look, but it's all right. I made a note that TJP, from a pure wrestling standpoint, may be the best wrestler in the world. Like, that guy is so smooth, and he can do anything. He can do high-flying stuff. He can be super technical, lots of submissions and things like that. It's too bad he doesn't have much mic game, because if he had that, I can't see how he wouldn't be the biggest star in WWE. He is so good. Well, except for his size, I guess. But he's just so good. TJP kind of leads the match for most part. Kenneth Johnson makes a little comeback. Sip water. Then TJP attacks the knee. He hits his detonation kick, but instead of pinning Johnson, he puts him in a leg bar or knee bar that lasts forever. So you kind of get the mean TJP, dominant TJP coming out of this thing. Jeez. It's not going away. Then we get another good Mustafa Ali promo. That guy is the ultimate face. He's exactly what you need right now. He's kind of talking about, I have this name that makes people judge me, but, I'm a nice guy. I don't represent what people think my name represents. Then we get a Dasha and Drake Maverick behind the scenes interview. He is livid about what happened during the first match of the night. But he says that He's going to reward the people with the cool heads. So he's going to give Kalisto and he's going to give Tozawa a match. He's going to add TJP to it. And he says that because Buddy Murphy was so impressive during the tournament, he'll invite him to join this match. It's going to be a fatal 4-way. He didn't say it specifically, but he kind of said it was to be an opponent for whoever is Cruiserweight champion after WrestleMania. I like the idea. Works fine. So then we get to the final match, and I'm going to take another sip of water. Okay, it's more than a sip. Jeez. All right, sorry. I'm saying jeez a lot. I don't usually even say that, but whatever. So we get Mustafa Ali versus Drew Gulak. There's a point where Gulak tries to get a pin, and it's a little bit sloppy, but the ref is doing the good job of checking if the shoulders are down, and the announcers do a good job of mentioning, yeah, it was a little off-center, didn't quite get the pin. I thought it was good coverage. At one point, Ali is kind of on the top of the ropes, and Gulak's on the outside. And he does a front flip. And it's not as spread out as most front flips. It looked kind of neat, and he lands on Gulak perfectly. Then Ali goes for his finisher, and Gulak just pushes out his legs, and Ali takes a face plants into the mat. It looked really good. Then we get Ali gets fired up, tries to do something to Gulak on the announcer's table, but gets back body dropped off of it. Pretty dramatic spot. Gulak body slams him into kind of the ring announcer's area. Tries to get the 10 count, only gets a 9.99 count. And then we see Gulak also did this running Ali into the post, and Ali sold it with a backflip. It looked really cool. Eventually, Ali gets back in the ring, kind of sneaks in a tornado DDT on Gulak, and manages to hit his finisher, and wins. So Gulak is eliminated. A good match. There was a lot of heat during the segment outside of the ring where they're trying to get countouts and stuff like that. That was pretty unique and very effective. Good match overall. Similar to last week being a great match, except last week's final match was all in the ring, essentially. Most of the fire was outside of the ring, but still really good stuff. Then Ali cuts another teary promo. So last week's episode finished with Alexander's teary promo, and this time it's Ali's teary promo. Both these guys are the ultimate faces. I don't know what's going to happen at WrestleMania. I know that Alexander's been close for a long time and probably deserves the championship. But I can't help but feel that Ali's promo work is a little bit better. And he's just kind of the champion you need right now more than the one that you want. I think Alexander should be champion at some point, but I think Ali should win. I think it's going to be the opposite that happens, but either way, it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to that match. Both of those guys had an amazing match probably 2 weeks back on, more like 2 months back on 205 Live. Everybody was talking about it. I didn't get to see it apparently, but I hear great things, so I think it's going to be good. I'm going to proceed to die after this video. I think it's a good time to end it. Number grade on this thing? The beginning was really weak. I know it played into the story later on, but it was pretty weak. But those tights, the overall tights, get a point. We're going to say 7 out of 10. All right. Thanks for watching. See you next week.